Welcome to the edge of the jungle. Having to entertain myself, no work today. So as you saw, I met up with Mo, who has been the one I've been teaching with InDesign, and he very kindly decided, well, insisted that I had to learn a motorbike. I think they see me as a bit of a leper for not being able to ride one, and I did. I rode it like 100 meters, but he also drove me up to see some sights, the shrines that I went to see with Chris, and also the waterfall, which is awesome. Cool, right. What was his first name?
Like Sihanu.
Sihanu.
Yeah, Sihanu.
And then Sihanu had to move because of Pol Pot.
Yeah.
And now you call it Sen Monorom waterfall. Yeah. I see. Wow.
But
right now I'm doing a bit of exploring. Well, also I wandered past his house later, and he very kindly gave me a jackfruit, which taste a little bit like what do you call them, lychee, but sweeter, and yeah, less perfumey, but it's that sort of consistency, or very sort of a soft flesh around the stone in a little pocket. I just thought I was wandering into the woods. I'm slightly concerned I've wandered onto someone's land instead, see if there are cows here. Or are cows just allowed to wander here? The other big question, of course, is at what point do woods start becoming jungle instead? You know? Oh god, they've surrounded me. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, back on the main road now. What happened then was, not cows this time, but I ran into two boys who were hunting. I could tell because of the bows and arrows and things. And they didn't look particularly pleased with me being in their jungle. I assume it's theirs, or the place they normally go. So I left. Right, today is Monday. It is first day of the second week, and today I started training and teaching adults who do not speak your language how to use software. It's quite hard, but hopefully this is the thing that will really make the lasting impact on the charity. Instead of me doing things for them, it's me passing on skills so they can do things for themselves. So, surprise change of plans. Sam Nang is ill. Quite ill. I think he was riding a motorbike back from one of the villages in the rain, and his lungs are quite bad, I think, which means I'm not going to go to a Benong tribe. I think Punti was a bit put out by this, the fact that I couldn't go. So she's let me have the day off tomorrow instead. So I'm going to go see the elephants. Tomorrow is Elephant Day. So I'm quite excited anyway. So I get to see what the volunteers down that way are doing to help preserve the elephants in Cambodia. Because they are horribly abused for the tourist industry, so that people can ride them and everything. So all of these are sort of rescued elephants, I believe, but I'll find out more tomorrow. So this is Tyler. Hi Tyler.
Hello, how are you?
What do you do?
I am the Ecotourism and Communications Coordinator here for the Heffalump Cafe as well as for the Elephant Valley Project.
Awesome. And you're enjoying that?
Yeah, it's great. Rewarding work indeed.
So do you see a lot of volunteers come through here?
I do, yes.
Yeah?
I see volunteers come through here on a regular basis.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about volunteering?
Advice for volunteering abroad.
I know it's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what you're going to be doing, where you're going to be doing it. You definitely want to do your homework, first and foremost, make sure that you're volunteering with a reputable organization.
How can you tell if they're reputable?
You know, it's tough. There are different agencies out there and online resources that vet these organizations before you go out to do that. There's a lot of peer-reviewed journals and articles that you can read as far as evaluating what responsible voluntourism would be, kind of looking into the sources, and then doing your research on your own, writing the organization that you're going to be volunteering with, looking at their website deeply, and making sure it lines up with your ethics. Ask as many questions as you can before you go.
That's the key thing.
Absolutely.
Lots of questions.
The most questions you can ask, and none of the questions would ever be stupid, from the smallest detail. And really looking into voluntourism and how you feel about that. You know, will you really be making a difference for this community, or will you just be kind of coming in, possibly causing, you know, some ethical questions or some more problems. You know, you have such things as orphanage tourism and unqualified educators who go to foreign countries to teach English, and sometimes the lasting difference they make may not be so great, and then the funds they may pay, if it's a paid to volunteer program, may go to the wrong hands. So you always want to be careful with that. But here in Mondulkiri and Sen Monorom, we have some great initiatives, and I think when you really do dig and you really look and you really vet an organization, you can find a lot of diamonds in the rough of a huge conglomerated soup of voluntourism that's kind of grown across the globe.
And I'd say what I've seen here is that there's definitely a community of volunteers.
Yeah, in this area especially. You know, in this community, there's a lot of indigenous peoples organizations. There's a lot of wildlife organizations, conservation initiatives. It's one of the last really strong footholds of conservation in Cambodia, where we're still making some headway against deforestation and preserving wildlife and working for indigenous people's rights. I think that the best piece of advice that I could provide for anybody who wants to volunteer is that make sure that you're doing it for those that you want to benefit, and not just for your own personal goals, your aspirations. I think some people decide they want to volunteer abroad and they look at it with rose-colored glasses, and they want to post their Instagram pictures and show their friends on Facebook, which is great. I definitely recommend doing that, but make sure you're representing the population fairly, and make sure that it's not just your desire to travel, that you actually do want to affect change wherever you go. If you want to go travel, you should just do that on your own time.
That's really good. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, good speaking with you.
We were taken around by John, who was introducing us to all the elephants, and he is very knowledgeable about elephants.
Will, you want an ant?
An ant? Yeah, sure. This is your ant. So this tastes like lemon, does it?
Exactly. Lemon, very sour. They've got a light acid back there that to most predators, you know, would keep them away, but to us, not so much.
Okay.
Take the heads off so they're dead. You can eat them with the heads on, but
whilst they're still moving.
yeah, they wiggle around a bit in your mouth. Which, you know, some people like that. If you're into that, that's okay as well.
Alright, thank you. Oh, that is so strong.
It's really nice though.
Good, yeah? I love it because I can't find the nest. They'll like bundle up all the leaves together, like make a big ball out of it basically. And then the locals will just like put it off and soak it in water, and then all the ants like float up, they scoop them off, and they like basically grind them onto steaks and curries. It's just like squeezing a lemon on.
But what they do at the project is they take elephants that used to work around in Cambodia, working elephants, so pulling logs, working construction, carrying hunters through the forest so the animals can't smell the hunters, that sort of thing. And they've all been worked very hard, and they've all got sort of maladies and injuries. The key one being, if you sit too much on an elephant's back while they're growing, they get spine compression, rib compression, where their spine sticks up out of their back, and that's really bad for them. So never sit on an elephant's back. You're supposed to apparently sit on the neck of an elephant. So yes, all of these elephants have kind of retired and are being looked after in a natural habitat, so they're all just there being elephants. What really surprised me is, apart from all of the stuff they do with the elephants, they have lots of connections to the local Benong people. So the staff are all Benong, the elephants and the mahouts who look after the elephants are all Benong.
I want to teach you a dirty word.
Sabang.
Walang in Benong is like suksawais, like happy, healthy.
Yeah.
And then if you say walang dak dak, that means happy, healthy, strong penis.
Good. And the elephants often came from Benong families, because apparently at one point every Benong family had an elephant, and then the Khmer Rouge came along and just shot all the elephants because they just wanted to be in charge, I guess. So the Benong are all part of the staff there. But also the land the elephants live on is leased from Benong, so they helped the Benong get land title for the land, so it can't be sold off. Only the Benong can sell it off, and then they're renting it from the Benong so they can keep the elephants on it. So they give like the families all a bag of rice, or a certain amount of rice all the time for keeping the elephants on their land, which is very nice. But also, they're working really hard with the Benong communities in terms of healthcare, because if a Benong person gets ill, they have to pay for their healthcare, so they end up selling everything they have or cutting down the illegal logging is often done by the locals here themselves. They cut down their own trees and stuff to pay for things. And yeah, it just causes mass devastation. So they have a healthcare scheme going with all the Benong communities that are involved with the project. So all of the visitor money goes a little bit into that scheme as well, so that helps the forest be protected. And they also have a scholarship program to help the Benong go to university and high school, because they have to pay for that as well here. So I was really pleased to hear just how many great things this project is doing.
It's almost like she's growling.
It is, isn't it? Actually, nearly sounds like a motorbike.
Oh yeah, you have to
Yeah.
like an engine for sure. The squeaking.
Tomorrow is my last day of actual volunteering. It's actually at the end.